It was a beautiful morning on the island of Sodor. Thomas's blue paint sparkled in the sunshine as he puffed happily along his branch line with Twilight, Annie, and Clarabelle. He was also enjoying every single moment of it.
Hello, Thomas. You look grand.
Of course I am, Percy. Blue is the only proper color for an engine like me.
Oh, I don't know. I like my brown paint.
Hi, tootin'. I think it suits you, Toby. Reminds me of old Sweet Apple Acres from back home in Ponyville. In my case, can't help feeling proud to be the orange farm gal I am today.
I've always been green. I wouldn't want to be any other colour either.
And I, for one, just love your colors to pieces, Percy Worsey. As for me, I like being pink, hence my name.
There, you see? Everyone has different opinions and likes. It's what makes us so different and unique.
Blah. I just figured you all wouldn't understand. My favorite color stands out more than any of you. Rainbow Dash said that once, and she's the same color as me.
Rainbow Dash?
Exactly. Blue is the only color for a really useful engine. Everybody should know that.
Jeez, Thomas, what's with your attitude lately? You're starting to sound more like James than your usual happy-go-lucky self.
Do I look like a red engine to you, party animal?
What did you call me?
Oh, don't bother with him, Pinky. Sometimes he acts like one of Applejack's trees.
What do you mean by my trees?
Outside all bark, inside all sap.
Very funny.
Percy said no more. He just grinned at his friends and winked. Next morning, Thomas was resting when Percy arrived. A large hopper, called the coal chute, always filled the engine's freight cars full of coal. Thomas, on the other hand, was feeling a little cheeky.
Be careful with those cars, you two. They can be mischievous.
Go on.
And one more thing. Those buffers aren't secured properly.
Say what? Those maintenance guys are gone to get a nasty ladder in the morning.
Because the freight cars had pushed Percy into the buffers, the hopper's timing was off. With a rumble, the last load of coal poured down on the tracks next to Thomas.
Twilight! Help! I'm choking!
Thomas!
Don't just stand there, Twilight! Get me out of here!
Percy and Pinky looked worried, but they couldn't help laugh at the situation. Soon, Thomas's smart blue paint was completely covered in coal dust from smoke box to bunker. And also, Twilight's mane was now completely black and sooty, thus making her a very dirty princess.
You stupid egghead! Why didn't you help me?
And why should I after the way you behaved? You, my friend, have been too big for your funnel lately, so there's no way I'm gonna help you out of one of your usual scrapes. I think you deserved it.
Why, you little...
Oh, Thomas, you look so funny.
You don't look really useful now. You should see yourself. You look really disgraceful.
I'm not disgraceful, you green caterpillar! You did that on purpose to make me look bad. Now stop your stupid giggling and get me out of here right now!
But it was a long while before anyone could bother to help Thomas. And it took such a long time to clean the angry tank engine that he wasn't ready in time for his next train. So Toby came to collect Annie and Clarabelle in his place.
Poor Thomas. He's really upset. Indeed.
Later that night, Thomas was grumpy at Farquhar's sheds. Toby thought it was a great joke. But Percy was still annoyed with Thomas for thinking that he made his paint dirty on purpose.
Who'd have thought it? Fancy a really useful blue engine like Thomas becoming a disgrace to Sir Topham Hatt's railway.
Just you wait, Percy. One day you'll be laughing on the other side of your smoke box.
Next morning, Thomas apologized to Twilight for his behavior and was back to his cheerful self. As he watched both Percy and Pinky bring in their stone train from the Enofa quarry, the cars were very heavy and Percy was getting tired and thirsty.
How about a nice cold drink, Percy Worsey? That will bring a smile back to your face.
The water column stood at the end of the siding with the faulty buffers. Suddenly, Percy found out that he couldn't stop, and the buffers didn't stop him either. The buffers were smashed to bits, and Percy's wheels were buried deep in coal. Soon, it was time for Thomas to depart. He and Twilight witnessed everything.
Thomas, why are you laughing?
Now Percy has learned his lesson too, the hard way.
That night, the two tank engines suddenly made up for their argument.
Thomas, I didn't really mean to cause the accident on purpose. Surely you do know that, don't you?
Of course I did. Twilight told me that the coal hopper's chute was rusty and wasn't closed properly. I'm sorry I was rude to you and Pinky. Your green paint looks as splendid as mine. And I think, in future, we should be careful with coal and treat it as our fuel, and not for payback. Agreed?
Agreed.
Aw, two best friends back together again. Ooh, that's going in for the album.